So I've been asked by Professor Gwen van der Velden to lead one of the learning circles on higher education in India. I think the goal of all of the learning circles is to involve first and foremost fellows within the Warwick International Higher Education Academy, but then also more widely other colleagues across Warwick to share their experiences and thoughts to help come to new understandings around key themes that are important to WIHEA. And one of those is internationalisation. So when we think about the University of Warwick and its student profile, for example, it's a very international undergraduate profile. We benefit from having students from very many countries, and we have very many students from certain countries like China, for example. So understanding more around the Chinese culture and expectations and understandings around higher education will be important to make sure that students from that country have a positive learning experience while they're learning at Warwick, a leading UK university. India, as we know, is a very large, very diverse country, and we also have a large number of students from that part of the world. And because it's just such a large and fascinating part of the world, what we want to do is try to take some of the learnings we've developed from the China Learning Circle, specifically a colloquium on higher education, on how to engage with higher education stakeholders in that part of the world and with Warwick, and apply some of those methodologies to India to see are there some general principles on how to run higher education colloquia, so engaging with institutions at a high level in one part of the world. Is that method directly applicable in another? So if the China Learning Circle meets its target and has an event in China towards the end of this calendar year, then we'll adapt and adopt their methodology for a parallel event in India, perhaps in the first quarter of 2018. Well, the event, as I've briefly outlined, will be over several days, probably 3 or 4 days, a series of co-production workshops, which is how we're currently defining them and conceptualizing them, where colleagues from institutions in China, and then subsequently in India, and the University of Warwick will get together and explore together, by learning from each other, thoughts around a policy on assessment, for example, for the institution, or on how to accommodate international students at their institution, or on attitudes towards the use of technology to enhance learning. So this will be a coming together of equals around the table to explore together and to maybe co-develop policy statements, artifacts, activities that can be used directly with students. And then we want to apply that methodology in the next instance in India, and then perhaps in other countries as well. So we may see a range of other international learning circles.